Welcome to the Mo and Show podcast. I'm Coach Ten here with my brother C-Mo. We're going to introduce Coach Marlon. Can we get the studio and give him a round of applause?
No applause needed. No applause needed. No applause needed. No applause needed. Ain't no applause needed. Ain't applause
You need
needed.
that chip?
Today we're gonna start off with why do coaches coach?
Why do coaches coach? Great one. Let me say the reason why I coach. It was done for me. And I want to pay homage to the coaches who coach me. That's why I do it. I always coach knowing the fact that I coach each kid like they're my own. So that's the reason why I coach. Today's time, let me say this. Some coaches don't coach for the right reason. And we're going to get into that. But Coach Marlon, why do you coach? Or why do coaches coach?
Same thing as far as like, how we present the kids and saying like, hey, you're a student athlete. And guess what? As a coach, you're a mentor. And coaching is a lifetime responsibility. You know what I mean? It's a big, and you got to take it serious. And especially for our youth that's out here now, somebody got to stay on them. You know what I mean? And same way with how we heart, you're a student athlete. As a coach, you're a mentor. You know what I mean? It don't just start at 5-year-old, 6-year-old. It goes all the way from 5 to life. You know what I mean? Whenever you come in that kid's life. So please, coaches, y'all take this serious. You know what I mean?
That's right. Another reason why coaches coach. Let's just be raw with it. Some coaches coach because they want to coach their son, and that's it.
That's what I was about to ask you.
And don't care about the rest of the 20, 30 kids on the team. Now, that's what we have a problem in youth football. When your agenda is already starting out to be horrible, and it's not just about your son. Now, if you want to be all about your son, then you need to be a dad in the stand. But when you say you coaching youth football, it need to be about all players that's on that team.
When I was young playing part of football, and it was dads that wanted to be a part of the coaching staff. The one thing that I learned as I got older is that they never let them coach their kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if your child came out there, your child was a quarterback, we didn't put you in responsibility of the offense, or we didn't put you in responsibility of your child. You know what I'm saying? What you think about that, Coach Marlon? You know,
exactly.
Great topic, great issue. You know what I mean? And it's pretty much it's a thing called no daddy ball. You know what I mean? No daddy ball, and it's a lot of y'all coaches out here doing daddy ball and don't even realize it, which is ridiculous. Because all you're doing is you're hurting the kid. You know what I'm saying, in the long run.
Facts.
And let me expound on that too. When I tell a dad, even if you're not present, it's something called at home time. I've seen a lot of dads coach their kid up in the living room or in the bedroom. When they come home, they tell them, okay, show me your 3-point stance, especially the first time football player. I don't care what age you are, from 5 all the way to 12. Show me your stance. That's the most important thing in football, your stance. Then also push-ups and sit-ups. Yeah. That matters. It don't have to be a dad. I'm not excluding the women. Because I seen a podcast with a woman coach. She doing a great job. Yeah. So I salute anybody who wants to
there you go, and dedicate their free time and their hard work to children. We love them.
But I mean, we really want to harp on coaches doing it for the right reason.
Yes.
And if you gonna do it, understand what it all comes with. It's not just blowing a whistle. Of course, some of y'all people out there just want to do it, but listen, understand, these are the fundamentals of coaching. If you gonna coach, have a concrete reason why you gonna coach, and also come with a game plan on how you gonna achieve your goal in coaching.
Before I get you out of here, Coach Marlon, I want to ask you. I know, me and you talked about some real battles me and you had back in the day, in the mid-90s, early 80s. You know what I'm saying? North DeKalb and Gresham Park. Yep. I want you to tell me, about, you being a coach, but the coaches that coached you. Mm-hmm. How did that go?
Pretty much. I'm glad you say that because I'm still to this day, I'm still sick about that loss in the championship in Gresham Park.
What year that was?
That was
91,
that
92?
was 92.
92.
That was 92. You know what I mean? And it still hurt to this day. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it still makes us push on to why we're doing this. And just a lot of things as far like back in the day was like, when you got dropped off of practice, you hit the gate, you running. You focus on football. That was it. You know what I mean? And your coaches, you were programmed to go out there and be a dog. You know what I mean? But guess what? Those coaches still, you stayed the night at their house every weekend.
Yep.
They fed you.
Yep.
Cheese fries. You know, take you out of town, spend the night at their house. All that stuff means a lot. And that's part of being a mentor to these kids. And guess what? Just like what Coach Tim said, we do this because it was done for us.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? It was done for us.
Hold on, I asked everybody too. Name some of them coaches that you remember that you can go
Man,
back.
I had Coach Walt, Coach Eddie, Coach Redman. Man, who else? Coach Billy Grubbs, Coach Vic, Coach Mon, Coach Dan, Coach Chuck. You know, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. You know what I mean? I mean, if I'm forgetting somebody, I apologize, but everybody, you know, who played a detrimental role in my life growing up as a kid at North DeKalb. And pretty much like I tell everybody, if I'm not blowing my whistle North DeKalb, I'm not blowing my whistle nowhere.
All right.
I want to tell you, thank you, Cole Marlon.
Appreciate
you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate y'all for
bringing on, you know what I'm saying? Bringing with your knowledge, man. Your hard working and coaching, playing in the park ball. I'm saying we just want to say thank you. We're gonna bring our next guest on. We're gonna bring on Coach Meek. He coached 15, 20 years at Gresham Park. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna come on and lace us up with some good knowledge.
Yes, Uncle Meek.
Some real coach.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We're gonna bring Coach Marlon back too now.
Oh, yeah, I'll be back.
Then we're gonna bring him back. We got
Anytime.
no, we're gonna bring you back today. We got 2 more things to cover with you, my brother.
Hey,
Uncle
love
Meek.
y'all, man. I'm out, man.
Happening West.
We got Coach Meek in the building.
Me in the building. Let's get it.
Man.
Yeah, man, we gotta get a little straighter. That wasn't quite 20 or 15. I did about 12 down at Gresham Park.
Okay.
Hey, man, you ain't playing in South DeKalb County in baseball. You ain't playing nowhere, man.
Let me say this. Speak on Gresham Park baseball before we get into football.
Them dog, you're a dog, man. It was a Gresham Park baseball way. That's it, man.
And let me say this about Gresham Park baseball. I'm from North
Shout out to
DeKalb.
Boo Mitch.
Listen, it's very the best kept secret in Georgia. A lot of people play AAU baseball, but listen, if your child want to learn the fundamentals of baseball, Gresham Park by none. In DeKalb County, in the metro area, you need to be at Gresham Park.
Shout out,
All right, Cole Meek.
shout out to Michael Harris II.
Yeah.
Gresham
Shout out
Park.
to Michael Harris, Gresham Park, representing Centerfield.
Michael Harris, Major League Baseball player. Go ahead.
All right, Uncle Meek. You know what I'm saying? I want to ask you. Excuse me, that's my uncle. Sorry, but Coach Meek, I want to ask you. You know, like being a coach, you always told me that it was more than just football and X's and O's. So you know, elaborate more on what you mean by besides being, you know, just the X's and O's stuff that you have to do being a coach, you being a young coach. You know, coming up in youth football.
What I found out early is that you ain't just coaching, because I started with 5 and 6 year olds.
You talk on.
You're a teacher.
Come on now.
You're a teacher first, and then so y'all talking about your parents. Some of the parents think you're a babysitter.
The facts.
And so we're gonna elaborate babysitter parents in a minute, because those, they swear, or why my kid
They
ain't
worse.
they ain't getting it, why my kid ain't this, but you don't never stick around and see what they do. But teaching, you know what I mean, for more than anything, you're a teacher. You know what I mean? Because these babies, they don't know nothing. You know what I mean? So as a 5 and 6 year old coach, me and my other buddy, his name Coach Me also, we adopted the motto of feeding the kid the rib sandwich. Feed them the rib sandwich.
What that mean, huh?
Break it down.
When you feed these kids, they have no idea what they capable of. So what you gotta do as a coach, when you feed him that rib sandwich, you get him to believing in something that he didn't know he can do.
That's right.
We used to give kids titles like call him King Wide Eye. King Wide Eye had the best hands, and they had speed, because we didn't have nobody out there who shouldn't be out there playing that position. But everybody came wide out there and dropped football. Now we had offensive linemen in practice trying to be king wide out because everybody wanted to catch the football. They wanted that title.
They wanted that title. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then then you go. So then they just start once they got their own position, they want to be the king lineman,
Okay.
king such and such. You feel what I'm saying? They just want to be the best. They want to be recognized as the best.
Put pride in every part of that field.
So it was biting the rib sandwich.
That's right.
Think they ain't doing something they didn't think they were capable of doing. So that was the rib sandwich. That what we. And once they bite on that rib sandwich, the rest it's downhill from now. Now you got them. They eager to learn more.
What you think about that, Coach Showtime? You know, what you think about that?
I mean, he know what he's talking about. And I'm gonna go back on what he said as far as babysitting. When he say about babysitting, a lot of people don't understand in detail. Babysitting means you drop your kid off and you leave the park. You're not watching your child. You gonna do X, Y, and Z, and it's not focused on that child. We call that babysitting, like a daycare. You drop them off, and they got them. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. But real coaches, like Uncle B talking about, we want you there watching what your child do during practice. So when it comes game time, you're not confused on why Johnny ain't blocking, why Johnny ain't running the ball, why Johnny not being the quarterback. So, I mean, he hit on so many important topics. Just the basic is so important. And that's what we want to educate everybody, not just parent coaches too. How to approach dealing with the parents. How to approach dealing with the game of football. X's and O is the last thing you should be worried about when coaching youth football.
I don't know if this the right way, but I'm gonna tell you this. When my mom pulled me up to that gate and dropped me off, I belong to them.
All right.
I'm not saying that's the right way, but that's how it was. So all this babysitting a child and all that, I don't understand them terms because once I got dropped off, I belong to them coaches.
And let me say this too, Mo. That's dealing with the culture too. And I get it because our morals and values have diminished. So back then, let me say this. Back then, we had some great upstanding gentlemen, men in our community. Today's terms, we have too many kids being adults. Mentally, they not here. They not focused.
So going back to more, but from experience and knowledge of the situation, all parents ain't the same. Just like all kids ain't the same.
Mm-hmm.
So you were fortunate enough to have a parent that knew, a mother that knew what it took to play the game on Saturday, and that was practice. And you get your butt out there, you go to practice, whatever the coach tell you to do, that's what you do. You don't, you ain't out here just to play around and play in the dirt.
Yeah.
You know, and once, and I mean, and most kids trying to get a 5 or 6 year old attention span, they're kind of hard.
Ooh.
They're hard, but you gotta figure it out as the coach. That's why you out there.
I'm gonna hold Coach Meek right here for a couple more minutes. I want to ask him a few more questions. I want to ask you, like, what can we do to educate our parents? You know, like, what can we do, or should we expect them to have more education on the game?
Well, again, I just speak off experience. You know what I mean? So, at the very start of my season, once I got my team down and narrowed my team down, I had a parents and coaches meeting. I gave all my parents their expectations, what I expected out of them as a parent, and what they can expect from me as a coach. And sometimes you just gotta coach them up on how to be a parent. Like, practice started at this time right here. There's not a kid on my team that have a set of driver's license. So it's responsibility to start with you first, parent, to get them into practice on time.
That's right. That's right.
That's major.
So if you don't get your kid here to practice on time, or if you don't get them to practice at least 2 days a week, don't expect your kid to play on Saturday.
That's facts.
And if you're not here on practice, I don't know how you can expect your kid to get better. And when like I said, I started back at 5 and 6 years old. I tell you, don't now one of these kids know what they're doing right now. It's my job to teach them everything, but you got to play your part. I heard y'all talking about at-home coaching.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say.
At home coaching.
I'm about to elaborate on that. They got the little lady that's going viral out there working with her son. Like, that's amazing, man. Like, you know, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I had my mama, like, she taught me them hoes, man. You know what I'm saying? How to run that football. Like, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? I knew what to do, but I just didn't know where to go. And just having good parenting, what we talking about, and being educated on the game. If you don't know the hoes, you can't teach your kids the hoes.
And let me say this. Me coaching 15, 20 years, this is what I used to do. I used to give parents playbooks with the holes written down. Right side, 2, 4, 6, 8. Left side, 1, 3, 5, 7. You got to even in the odd side. If they learn that at home, when they come to practice the breathe. The game gonna be a breathe.
Right.
Because that's the most important thing, the language of the game. A lot of people don't understand, coaches and parents, we speak totally different languages on that football field. Now these days, we going hand signal. But it start off with the language. Once you get the language down, parents, the coaches can help you understand football, the basics. Now it's on the coaches to administer the blueprint.
And not only that, it's imperative that every kid on the team know the whole, not just the running back.
Thank you.
O-line
Speak on that. Why is it important, coach?
O-line got to know what the holes that know when to block down and when to kick out.
Correct.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
So if he playing a guard and he or a tackle, then they know that between them is the 2 or the 4. And if we running 4, you got to know whether to block down and kick out.
Hey, I can't let Coach Meat give all this information.
No, that's evaluation of
Yeah,
relevant assistant.
I want to tell Uncle Meat.
No, but that's so valuable. Hold on.
It is valuable. I want to tell Uncle
We
Meat.
gotta bring him back, man.
And I appreciate him. We gonna have him back. He did so great.
Let's get it.
Hey, we got one time in the building, man. And I'm gonna open up the floor to him. He gonna give us some words of, empowerment, encouragement.
All the time.
Let's go one time.
Yeah,
Speak on the topic.
The topic. Give me one topic that you want me, anything you want to give me. Shoot me something, knock me out. I'm gonna give them the spirit and light and let them know.
The same thing we just talked about. If you want to talk about it, I want you to talk about, how you feel about parenting, in sports. You know what I'm saying? I want you to talk about the people getting the kid to practice. I want you to talk about, that part of the game. Tell me what you think about that.
They don't want to do the right thing.
Speak on that. Why they don't want to do the right thing?
Cause they doing too much. You want to make it professional, but they want to make it. I want to be too ghetto. I won't be too exciting. I won't be too rich, but everybody can't do everything. But you got to make it happen.
Thank you.
That's it. You got to make it happen.
Hey, like one time I said, you gotta make it happen.
One
Thank
time
you.
for the one time.
One time for the one time. When I came up, man, I knew about the Yellow River. I knew about Pop Warner. I knew about Georgia U.
Okay.
But today I have heard that in the state of Georgia, hey, let me know what's going on, man. How many leagues it is, man?
There's too many leagues. There's too many teams. It's snowboard that organized youth football in the state of Georgia no more. It's really everybody going haywire. We got 1 year you got the Winn-Dixie Wildcats. Next year you got the Piggly Wiggly Bears. Like it's crazy as far as the different teams and the communities are going to where the hype is. Meaning, if I know Cincinnati Cab have a stacked team, I'm coming away from Forsyth County to bring my children up. Or I might create another football park around the corner from Cincinnati Cab and try to steal their players. You just named 3 football organizations, 3 Pop Warner. They don't even call it Pop Warner. They just have age in there. Single age group 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You might have in the city of Atlanta 5 youth football organizations. Meaning you diluting the talent. Meaning if I get mad at North DeKalb and I don't like the officials at North DeKalb, but I don't like the league officials, I'm gonna go down to East Point and talk to them people, see if I can have my way and do things my way. That's so horrible because now you got parents coming from County Road, way down at the East Point. They bring their child and then they get mad because they too far away from home, and that's crazy. That don't make sense. Back in the day, youth football in Atlanta, you used to have to live in that district or at least somewhere close for your child to play in that organization.
I also heard this, Coach. I heard that it's, kids, they go on these stat team and don't get a chance to play, and that affect their parents and affect the kids also. Instead of having your kids in a situation where they don't get an opportunity to learn, play, you put them on a stat team, I heard that ain't good.
No, that's not good. At the end of the day, parents, and I hate to say this, parents get caught up in the hype. Let's just say, welcome all Panthers. Welcome all Panthers, #1 in the nation. They doing great. Welcome all Panthers have 35 players. Now, in a little league game, you might have 60 plays. You got first, second, third string, fifth string. Your son coming way from Stockbridge to go to Welcome All Panthers to sit on the bench the whole game. What good is that doing your child? You just going with the hype. Oh,
And saying you on a good team.
yeah, you on a good team that's not benefiting your child. And getting back to that, really it's supposed to be a development league. All that don't matter once you get to high school.
Correct.
So that's why it's more important to understand parents. Put your child on the team where he's gonna get some playing time. Forget the hype. Because a lot of these kids are getting burnt out once they get to high school. And Uncle Meat mentioned before, a lot of these teams playing 2-3 games a day at age 8 years old.
Never heard of it in my life.
Like, back in the day, it used to be restrictions. That's when they go back to these different leagues. A lot of these leagues don't have you can only practice 8 hours per week. A lot of these teams, they playing 2-3 games on one day. That's 2, 4, 6 hours one day. Then they playing on Sunday, another 2 games. That's 6, 8, that's 10 hours on a 2-day schedule. Like, it's no discipline. And then the parents have no clue on that's ruining your child. Because I guarantee you, no high school coach gonna look at your park ball stats.
Hell no.
I'm just saying, it's not gonna happen. So, I'm glad you addressed that because to you, I know that's kind of foreign.
That's foreign. But I want to know this though sometimes.
Yeah.
Name the leagues. What is some names that you can tell me?
Let me say that. I can't do it right now. Just because I want to bring in somebody who's been doing it longer than me, and they can tell you some of the leagues that's beneficial and some leagues that's not beneficial, and I don't want to spoil it for them. But I would say this: Gwinnett Youth Football, Northwest Georgia, and it's one other one that's a pretty good league that has discipline, has structure. So let me say Gwinnett again, Northwest Georgia, and it's another one that's on the tip of my tongue, but I'll bring it to you. Them 3 leagues, they're pretty solid in Atlanta right now. And
Y'all remember that topic right there. We're going to get back to that.
yeah, we're gonna get back to it.
I got something that I want to go back to that it really sparked my, it got me kind of, I want to know about this sponsorship. And I want to know about the 501c3.
501(c)(3). Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was big. A lot of people was asking me about that, and I didn't really have a lot of information on it. So before we close out today, it's about sponsorship. It's about, basically helping your team and getting your team paperwork in the right order. But I want Coach T to explain it more.
Okay. 501(c)(3). You can get with your local counselor, or you can get with a person who does legal documentation. They set you up a 501(c). It's a non-profit organization that will help bring in funds. The state and on the federal level, they can give you grants to go toward uniform. It can go toward registration. It can go to upkeep of the park. I have seen sometimes it goes to travel funds. Because traveling out of the state of Georgia can be highly expensive, especially we talking about 20+ kids. They gotta eat, They got the
Facts.
transportation. Not to mention, it might be a fee to get into the tournaments once you go out of town. But the 501c, it will help you build funds where you won't have to come out of pocket, because when we was coming up, we had funding. We had the local McDonald's, the local
Grocery store.
the different
LGL.
Yeah.
Shout out Colgate.
the
Yes.
different organizations in the community. They did give back. Now it's kind of frowned upon that they don't give back, and that's saying something sad about our community, to where we're not concerned about the youth growth, because this generation matters. But these organizations, these companies, they don't feel like it's a need for them to give back. There's no benefit in doing it. But the benefit is 501c, it's a non-profit, meaning it's the tax write-off. You give $1,000, you can get that $1,000 back in taxes if you got a good tax auditor.
Hey, at the end of this video, I want all my new coaches to go Google 501c3.
Yeah. Please do that.
Please do that.
Because we here to help. And
Yes,
and
that's
that's
what
why
it's
he
all
brought
about.
it back up. He wanted to definitely give you young coaches and old coaches a tool for success.
Yes, that's what it's about.
We don't want you to look bad and you coming out of pocket and you standing on the corner.
Or kids not having.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's another thing about our society. You're supposed to be able to take care of the people who don't have. Now is, I got it and I ain't worried about the rest of the people who on the corner with a sign up talking about I would work for food. Like, that's not the mentality. That's not, we're getting away from being a community. They say it takes a village to raise one child. We don't have that mentality no more.
From the Mo and Show podcast, we want to tell y'all thank you.
And we love y'all.
We appreciate y'all. And we're going to have Coach Meat, we're going to have Coach Marley, and we're going to have our special guest one time coming back again. Thank y'all.
Your family tree. Tell me.
You can find me in the hood.
You want to do that? You can do a retake.
Professional man.
You want to do a retake? You can edit it.
That was it.
I liked it. I liked it. He's so self-conscious thinking about everything. You ain't gonna be perfect on the first go round. Damn,
So,
man.
first of all, you need to get all this stupid ass shit together